The days began to become a new routine for Luan, different from anything he had ever experienced before. It was as if, suddenly, he had found a hidden path that had always existed, but that he had never seen. Each morning, he would wake up with a sore body, but with a mind a little more awake. He was no longer that boy who walked through the school hallways with his head down. Now there was an intention in him, a purpose that was growing in silence. Everything started to change more noticeably at the end of the second week. He was sitting in front of the bathroom mirror, brushing his teeth, when he noticed something subtle, almost imperceptible. His shoulders, so narrow and slumped before, now seemed a little more aligned. It wasn't muscle, it wasn't definition, it was posture. For the first time in years, he saw himself standing straight. That made him smile to himself, still with the toothbrush in his mouth. The transformation wasn't physical, but rather in the way he perceived himself. At school, the changes started to attract attention. Not in the way Luan feared, not with laughter or malicious comments, but with quick glances from his classmates who seemed to be trying to understand what was happening. He was still thin, of course, but something in the way he walked, in the rhythm of his steps, in his firmer gaze, conveyed a different feeling. He seemed more present. During the break, while eating a hearty snack he had prepared himself, he heard two girls commenting about him. "Luan is different, isn't he?" "Yeah, I don't know, he seems more confident." They weren't compliments, they weren't declarations, they were just observations. But for Luan, that was like hearing thunder on a clear day. He didn't react. He kept eating as if nothing had happened, but inside he felt something ignite, a small yet intense flame. That same day, during PE class, something happened that completely changed his perception of himself. The teacher decided to divide the class into groups for a light running circuit. Nothing too competitive, just one lap around the outdoor court and some simple exercises. Before, Luan was always the last to finish or didn't finish at all. His classmates would comment, mock him, and he would shrink. But that week, something different happened. When the teacher gave the signal, Luan ran. He wasn't fast, he wasn't strong, but he was fluid. His steps were more steady, his breathing more controlled. He didn't stop in the middle. He didn't feel out of breath, he didn't freeze up. He simply ran to the end. He didn't get close to the first ones, but he wasn't among the last either. He finished in the middle. For any other student, this would mean nothing, but for Luan, it was gigantic. It was his first real, palpable, undeniable breakthrough. The teacher even commented, "Very good, Luan, keep it up." The praise was simple, quick, but it hit deep, so deep that he felt his heart race in a way that had nothing to do with the physical exercise. From that moment on, Luan realized he wasn't just changing. He was winning small battles that used to crush him. He was leaving behind a version of himself that believed he would never be capable of anything. When he got home that day, he threw his backpack on the floor and went straight to his room. He picked up the notebook where he was writing down his workouts and wrote, "Today I did it." Right below, he wrote another sentence, "Today I felt proud of myself." His mother noticed the difference. He talked more, ate more, slept better. There was a new spark in his eyes, a determination she hadn't seen since he was a child. She didn't know about the episode with Clarice, but she felt that something had awakened in him, something she didn't want to interfere with. But like any change, this one also brought challenges. Some students started to look at Luan strangely. It wasn't bullying, it wasn't direct insults, but it was that kind of silent observation that pressures you, that tries to label behavior that deviates from the expected. Some even whispered, "What's this guy trying to do? Became an athlete now, huh?" Luan heard some of these phrases. In the past, that would have destroyed him, but this time, he took a deep breath and carried on. Not because it was easy, but because he knew where he was going. That night, after another tough workout in his room, Luan looked at himself in the mirror again. He was still the same boy, still thin, still had a lot to change, but there was something essentially transformed there. He no longer saw himself with contempt. And there, looking at himself with an expression he had never seen before, he understood. The real transformation wasn't in the body, but in the mind. This was only the first,